With Jericho's The Raft of the Medusa, we really see the launching of the Romantic movement, in which artists are rejecting the rational ideas of neoclassicism. We see the cult of the individual, the beginning of this modern idea. We have emotion versus reason, we have intuition, we see the depiction of imagination and dreams, freedom versus disciplined thought. So that's really what we are going to explore is these different subject matters. We see legends, exotica, nature, and violence being depicted. We see new genres where landscape becomes a higher art form than history painting, even. We see narratives with heroic struggles like the Raft of the Medusa, and we see wild animals. Our technical aspects is that we have quick brushstrokes, strong lights and darks. Rubens and Caravaggio are inspiration here, not Greco Roman work. We see a moving diagonal triangular composition rather than things that are very straightforward and harmonious. And the artists that are really leading in France are Gericault and Delacroix. Gericault is the leader, but then dies a young death, and Delacroix takes up the leader after his death. We have our English Romantic artist Turner, where color is the subject, and Constable, where nature is really the subject. Jericho and Goya are a new type of artist. They rebel against entitlement rationality. They are interested in how insanity affects the face of humans and the face in general, and believe that the face revealed character. Gericault paints the insane woman and studies and draws from inmates in hospitals and institution, and even studied severed heads of guillotine victims. Notice how she looks away from us and her brow is furrowed and her eyes are red from suffering and age. He sets up a very formal portrait with a dark background, and there's no idealization whatsoever. Eugene Dellacroix, our French Romantic leader after Delacroix, is very interested in color and movement. He portrays violence, circular compositions, noise, death, instability, human emotions. He is interested in the exotic and emotional components to paintings. His paintings usually are a tangle of color. They don't have architectural settings. They have mountains and places, and there's lots of emotion. Delacroix had gone to Morocco and was invited by the Spanish court, so he had lots of influence from the Orient. In the Women of Algiers, we see a mature color palette from Delacroix. He is so greatly influenced by his trip to Morocco. He wrote in his journals. Delacroix depicts these women in natural poses, not in artificial ones. He reveals how comfortable their clothes are. It's not tight, pinched clothes like English corsets. He is so influenced by the Orient, makes a great impression on him, and he continues to paint for the rest of his life, revealing these things that he learned about color and nature. So within this new era of the Romantic movement, we have more focus on individuality, on passion and feeling. Goya, for instance, paints for himself. Blake and Fusilli are interested in painting other things, the divine, dreams, and nightmares. This is the opposite of the ideal. This is a new type of artist who's a nonconformist. This is entitled The Nightmare by Henry Fuseli. He's Swiss but moves to England. He's well read, and he is at the forefront of the Romantic period. He portrays other worlds, demons, the sublime, and he's obsessed with dreams. Among all the new things during this time, Fuseli establishes his reputation and rents a gallery and shows his work, including 40 paintings. This was private and creative and something that we have not seen before.